Breaking news. Early bird and night owl have been sighted in the same country.
Whoa!
Live, we're reporting live from Kilmarnock, Scotland. We're actually in the same place.
No, in real?
New episode, yeah.
In person?
Actually, physically here.
Wait, do you mean you're real? Oh! I thought that was an illusion.
Yeah.
So I'm so used to seeing you on the screen.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
Yeah.
Doing it in person again and actually seeing each
The
other.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've made it to the same place. Episode 3 of Early Bird and Night Owl podcast. I guess I am still Early Bird, Emily, and
I am the Night Owl, Scott.
but we're actually live in person here in the studio today.
Is that day owl now?
Day owl and day bird. Yeah, it is currently day outside. So
yes, day owl.
Day owl and day bird. Reporting live from the studio. So we're on episode 3 of the podcast and looking forward to actually doing it in person together and just having a lovely chat. We were thinking today the theme will be talking about how social media has impacted society, how we can think to fix it, how we can dig ourselves out of this hole of constant instant gratification and doom scrolling and all of that, and how we can best make a positive impact. And yeah, we're just gonna chat through it.
See where the conversation goes.
Yep, see where it leads us.
Yeah, present the issue, present the solution, and we'll see where that happens from that.
Yep, that's where the magic happens.
Yeah, trust in the process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, enjoy the episode, and we'll see you guys for another one.
Everyone's expecting another person to do something. Parents are expecting the school to do what's right or to educate or to bring this thing, and the school's expecting the parents to teach them more at home or get them into a better place or monitor the internet time.
Yeah.
Everyone's expecting someone else to do it, but I firmly believe that we all hold responsibility to play our part. It's to be that role model. When teacher is working with children, or if you work with children in any form or any line of work, you've been left with a parent's most precious part of their life. They're trusting you to look after their child. You're actually being the parent in a way. You therefore are looking after their safety, meeting them where they're at as well. Yeah. I don't think many people truly listen to children. They talk to children.
Yeah, to talk at children.
Yeah,
rather than with them. Yeah.
And do you know what creates that cut off? Straight away, kids can see through that straight away. They know when someone is listening to them, or they know when somebody's just trying to preach to them. It should be a thing of respect. I think we actually need to completely re-look at how we view the education system and make it less of a thing of preaching and more a thing of co-teaching. How can we work together and to collaborate where you can help me better understand how I can help you?
Yeah. To
get to where you want to be. What is important to you? What would you like to learn? And what you're getting at that is what are you lacking? So when there's something lacking in life, you go mining for it.
Yeah.
And sadly, the way the internet is set up, the way social media is set up, there are so many traps in front of the kids. In fact, there's so many traps for adults.
We can't expect kids to control themselves on social media if we don't even know what's real and what's not real.
That's it.
What are real people we're talking to and what the real impacts of those conversations are.
That's so
powerful.
powerful.
I don't know that either. Yeah.
If adults are struggling and addicted to doom scrolling, think what it's doing to the mind of our future. Because that's what children are. Children are the people who will be looking after us in the future.
Yeah.
What lessons are we teaching?
Yeah.
By sitting in front of our kids, eating their dinner, on their mobile phone, doom scrolling. Well, your partner's in the mobile phone, doom scrolling. Yeah. And you got one kid here in an iPad doom scrolling, and you've got another child doing the same. we've never been more connected yet disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is
Yeah.
at a click of a button. And do you know what happens when everything is at a click of a button? See the journey of discovery and learning and teaching.
Yeah.
It's taken away from you.
Yeah.
But now we have people teaching online who probably aren't fully educated. Influencers, I do believe they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
they're, in a sense, teaching what they believe, or what they think to believe, which they would have probably been taught in a short snippet, and would have taken as gospel, and they are echoing that, without maybe not, I'm not saying definitely, but the possibility without doing the research.
Mm.
There is no lived experience in their teachings. They heard it or they seen that.
Mm. That's very true, yeah.
So the young mind, which is impressionable, is very much like a sponge. They've seen it online, and that they will take that as gospel.
Even the people that we would deem having had lived experiences to be able to disseminate what's real and what's fake and what makes sense and what doesn't, that's all eroding as well, because we live in an echo chamber of social media,
Yeah.
and everything is reaffirming itself. So there is no right and wrong anymore in the sense of societally this is right and wrong. It's just in these little pockets where the same thing could be completely acceptable or completely not acceptable depending on what echo chamber of the internet you live in as well.
Echo chamber.
We're not having one-to-one conversations like this anymore. We're just talking about specifics that affect one group of people, and they just see it as what's true to them, and it never leaves that sphere of the same people. So you don't, conflict in terms of a discussion and a conversation and an exchange of values just doesn't really happen anymore.
So there's no character development. If everyone's going to be a clone of a clone,
Yeah.
and what they believe is, in a sense, that's a cool thing to like. That's a cool fad. I do believe they call that a fad.
I think so.
Yeah, they gravitate towards that.
Yeah.
And how do you know what you really like if you're just picking something because it's cool? And what you said earlier is so powerful. The adults are also so impressionable. They're obtaining their knowledge in bite size, and we are products of our environment as human beings. So the young ones are grown up in that environment, and their role models are taking the same not backed up knowledge in, or these echo chambers in.
Yeah.
In a sense, sadly, are we doing the next generation from the start?
Pretty much, because that's when your brain's developing, so you don't even have you're literally building those specific pathways to only correspond to things that you see and you experience. So if that's how you're wiring your brain from the start, then it's going to be infinitely harder to rewire it from where it started as.
So that's known as neural hardwire. Everything you take in creates some maps in your mind, and that's where your map goes to on an automatic level.
Yeah.
In the first 7 years, we've touched on this in other episodes, it forms the subconscious.
Yeah.
So that is fundamentally the child's backup drive. Becomes a character, becomes an automatic pilot.
Like you said with the instant click, if you take that same thing for the brain, then that person is just going from one information to the next without ever building that pathway between the two informations. So it's kind of just I can imagine it's like a globe of just unrelated information that has no real value to them in their actual life, because they're never building the pathway to that information through learning and developing.
There's something you said that made me think there that I think is quite powerful. So unrelated information without connection.
Yeah.
Yet at the same time, something that's sadly lacking in modern day is true, real, meaningful connection.
Yeah.
It's just like a reel flicking over and over, but nothing's really connected.
Yeah.
And also what you said earlier on, hit home, the art of connection and conversation, the art of interaction is between the way things are with social media, but also with the times we had over the epidemic, people spent so much time in isolation, and the younger ones spent vital time of character development and growing up in isolation, while stuck, let's say, doom scrolling or stuck online.
School was online as well. Everything they did was online.
Yeah, even
it had to be.
But that school was online.
Yeah.
How many people would have been present in the moment, taking in that teaching, and how many would have really have had their laptop by them at their side?
To be fair, it's hard. I mean, having the podcast online as well, it's so different from actually talking to each other.
It's
we made do as a technology with what we had, kind of made it work because that was the way we could communicate while we were.
Yeah.
There was no other way of communicating. But if that's your only mode of communication, then you just lose the quality of it.
But you can always find the most positive side out of it, yeah? So what was the choice? What was the choices? Just either don't talk, or wait a moment, worlds apart. But you know what? We could still catch up.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we can make a wee podcast. We could have a theme about it. We can have a good laugh.
Yeah.
Do you know what I seen in that as I reflect?
Mm-hmm.
Making the best of a situation that was out of our control.
Yeah.
Yeah. So online can be a magical, a beautiful tool when used correctly.
Maybe it's the point of intention. We used it with intention, as in there was no other option. We wanted to still catch up. We still wanted to make something meaningful out of our conversations. We wanted a way to connect. So that was the way that we could do it, and we harnessed it just for that purpose, with intention, which is very different from just going on your phone and scrolling through social media, like you said, doom scrolling. Just passively taking in whatever it is. It's very different from purposefully going online to speak to someone and gain something from it.
I think we're hitting home on something.
Yeah.
Intention. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a algorithm. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Algorithm,
Algorithm. Thank you, Emily. So you do not know what's coming up next.
No.
Yeah. So therefore, there is no direction. There's no.
No, there's no direct purpose. It's just whatever comes up in front of you.
You're handing your learning and your fate over to something else. So there's no intention.
Yeah.
That is actually really scary.
The reason we're so addicted to it is because of the dopamine cycles and the way it's literally constructed to keep us addicted. You cannot escape it. It's not a thing of willpower. It's a thing of once you're on it, and that's how you condition yourself and build habits through it. It's really hard to get rid of it because that's the whole point of the way it's set up. So you don't break the cycle.
It's set up to hook people.
Yeah.
It's set up to have people feel like they rely on it and that they can't function without it.
Yeah. I mean, it really gives you that feeling if you're online. I remember I went online in the pandemic as well because there was nothing better to do. In a sense, there was nothing better. It felt like there was nothing better to do. Everyone was talking about it. I think it's the aspect of popularity as well, a bit like when smartphones first came around. And it was this feeling of, I mean, nowadays it's absolutely essential to have a phone. If you don't have a phone, you can't log into work. you can't phone people when you need something. You can't even buy a train ticket in some cases because the machines don't work and then you have to buy it on your smartphone. Like, there's so many things that we've made inevitable with smartphones now. But I remember when it first came out, it was just a matter of popularity. It's like, oh, you're not on this app. I can't talk to you on the phone. Oh, that's so sad. Like, why don't you want to be part of the group, basically? And I think it's the same hook with social media. It's because it feels like everyone else is on it. And everyone else has something to say on it, so you're missing out on this whole part of society, what feels like society, if you're not on there experiencing it at the same time.
Where do you think that broken belief comes from? Like, as in, what I am saying is, to do that thing because everyone else is doing it, is that the cool thing?
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that you need to be doing. Where is the individuality in that?
The idea of popularity was at school as well. I'm sure you remember that as well.
Yeah.
Like, oh, those are the cool kids, and I'm not one of the cool kids I'd like to be, but there was always some aspect of popularity. But at least it was rooted to something specific, whereas being popular on social media is kind of a, it's not really something tangible, it's not really something that has that much impact in real life, but we give it that impact because that's maybe just our environment. Is it because we're chronically online?
But it's got to the stage where the apex, the great grand dream is to be an influencer. When I've heard these stories and examples of that, it's never been to educate people is the reason why I want to do that. And
it's
in
just
fact,
for the sake of it, right?
Yeah, in fact, when I've spoke to people who's admire to be an influencer, they can't even properly explain to me why they want to be an influencer. And then see when you've not got a why, you've not got direction.
Intention.
Or attention.
Yeah.
Intention or attention.
Yeah.
I believe there's a danger in the modern day times that people, because I'm not going to say it's just the younger generation anymore, I think we've had the conversation, we can say it's adults as well. People no longer are in the danger of not discovering who they truly are. There's the
it's all a coping mechanism basically, isn't it? It's a way of not, because it's such a passive activity, you're not really even interacting with yourself, you're not interacting with other people, you're just passively watching something basically.
I'll give you a good example, right? You have a bad interaction in the day when you're being forced to meet a person in real life, for example, right? Okay, and you're already angry because you've got to get out of the house and put your phone down. Yeah. And you have an interaction that doesn't go your way. Yeah. Somebody forgot to put 2 pumps of caramel in your latte frappuccino, right? And then straight away resentments. Now instead of saying, excuse me, could I get that fixed? Or explaining to that person where that person went wrong. Yeah. Go on, straight on to the doom scrolling. Either to make a bad tweet, and write whatever they want, or whatever it'll be, whatever that coping mechanism is going to be. Yeah? Yeah. So they either want people to enable them, saying that's terrible, I was there last week and I forgot to put 2 hazelnut shots in my latte, or however that is verbalised. Yeah. They're refusing to actually look at themselves and hold up that mirror. Yeah, and instead of maybe saying, why did I snap? Why did I get so angry? Yeah. Or why did I even mean that to me? Yeah. Why is it so important that I get so much in my frappuccino, my coffee? Why is that destroying my day? Why am I giving the power over to that to let that affect me so? In fact, they're playing into that by going back onto the source that's actually got them so wound up, so highly sprung. Yeah. That's dangerous. That therefore, because they're never going to realise maybe I have a problem, maybe I am the issue. Yeah. Maybe I need to reflect. So there is no resilience, there is no accountability. No. There is zero character in that. And then sadly, when people talk, as I am and you're speaking now, in the way as in modern day and age, that will not be the popular opinion. Because sometimes when you look inwards and you say, maybe I'm the problem, then you find your strengths and you go on that journey, it can reveal other people's insecurities. And then it becomes far removed. Yeah. Because they're caught in a line of mining for dopamine. And I'm sorry to go back around to this, but it's true, everything's become habitable. Yeah. Yeah, we're locked into a culture where everything is without saying the word, it's addictive. Because they're trying to hook us to get the money, to get the spending time online, or to get the money for robbing the coffees. Yep. They're trying. We have become the farmer. That's how they farm money.
It's a bit like a whole lab experiment if you think about it. If we had some sort of third view looking down on us, on ourselves, it's like a simulation game, like the games that you play on a computer with The Sims and stuff. Yeah. Where you guide people through life. We're basically The Sims at this point. We're just go to work because we have to, and then we come home and then we sit on our phone, and then we just do. A lot of people don't do anything meaningful with their time anymore.
The people sit in the toilet on their phone.
Yeah.
But everything is, I'm getting round to a point here, instant gratification.
Yeah.
Now, see when you're going on Just Eat, yeah, and you're ordering a takeaway, you're on your food and it's all brought in because you can't feel, sadly it could be a case that you don't know how to cook. But every time you're doing that and you're ordering something and it's coming straight to you and it's instant gratification, you're robbing yourself of the joy of being in the moment, being present and making a meal.
Yeah.
There's nothing more gratifying than making a lovely meal, sitting down with your family, enjoying that meal and hearing how their day was.
Well, there's no journey, right?
No, that's
for anything.
my point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
exactly.
there's no process.
No process.
There's no being in the moment. See the moment someone presses send and Just Eat, their first next thought, apart from I can't wait to eat that, how long is that going to be?
Yeah.
And every time the door goes, I guarantee they'll be expecting that's the delivery.
Yeah.
So that's straight away, that's feeding into want. That's feeding into think, oh, they need that now, they need that faster.
Yeah. Yeah. That's basically everything that we interact with nowadays. Is trying to create this urgency, this I need it because it's popular, or I need it just because someone told me that I need it, and I need to have it now, instantly, as soon as possible. But we've just created a whole way of thinking, basically, by the way that we consume products.
Need feeds into greed. People can't explain why they want this new product. But they can say they need it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's therefore is where the danger is. But
again, no intention as well. Like, there's no intention behind why. It's not, I want this new thing so I can make this, or so I can do this, or so I can, do something useful, or something because it's fun. No, it's just, someone told me I need it, so I need it.
And see, when you don't know why, and you don't know any reason, you're basically walking about blind.
Yeah.
Yeah, on autopilot, almost like you're being controlled. But let's say, Emily, like we firmly agree that it's not looking good, right? For society, for people, and though it may not be every person, a vast majority of people have some form of being hooked up with social media, and it's tearing families apart.
Yeah,
and this is. It affects everything from their mental well-being, their mental health, to their actual physical health. What would you say the other side of that is? Yeah, like, so what's the other side of being stuck on social media? What's the opposite to this constant need and want and being lost in a phone?
I heard once someone say that we all need to be more bored again. That boredom, especially in childhood development, but I think it goes the same for adults as well, to some extent. You need to be bored because that creates imagination, it makes you think about things, it makes you literally use your brain actively because you have nothing else going on, there's nothing stimulating you. Overstimulation is also a massive issue with social media and being chronically online. You're just constantly, your brain has constant input. Boredom is the exact opposite of that, and people always say that boredom, it has this negative connotation, but when you actually just sit down and have nothing to do, you think about things, you think about your life, you think about what you're doing, why you're doing it, most importantly, like you said, you're thinking about the people in your life, you're thinking about what you're doing with your life, your brain just goes where it needs to go, and I think that's what you're switching off by being online all the time. You're literally stopping your brain from functioning the way it wants to. Like, if you think of how people have revelations about things that don't feel good, or they kind of repress things, that always comes out when you have nothing else around you.
Yeah.
Overstimulation is like a distraction from it.
Yeah.
So you're never processing what you're feeling, why you're feeling it. Like you said at the beginning with the coffee story, like you're just not engaging with yourself and thinking about what's important in your life and why you're doing things. You're just constantly distracting yourself from it.
Yeah.
And I think we all need a bit more boredom in our lives. Like, we just need to sit in the sun and just do nothing for half an hour and see how we feel. See where our mind takes us.
Yeah.
We don't sit with ourselves and our mind anymore either.
How can you truly know who you are if you don't think about it?
Yeah, you're never going to find it.
You know, I would say there's nothing more beautiful than that. There's nothing more kind to anybody to have that time.
Yeah.
That creative zone, yeah.
Yeah.
That time where ideas are thought up. They need to breathe, they need to amalgamate, they need to grow into something. And you need to have also time for course correction. Or would that work? Or that when they work because of that, but I can maybe apply that.
Yeah.
The greatest of inventions, the greatest of ideas, the greatest of concepts, the greatest ideas are meetings. Where did that come from? It came from that time where there was space to allow oneself to think these things.
Maybe that's what boredom is then, space.
Space.
Yeah.
By not taking all this information, you create the space in your mind.
Yeah.
And this day and age, a lot of people seek, if they want to free themselves, they go to seek meditation. Yeah. I'm a big fan of meditation. I probably meditate more than anybody I've ever met. Yeah, but when they're meditating, they're trying to create space in their mind. And when you meditate, there's not much you gain, but you know what? When you meditate, you lose a lot. You lose depression, you lose anxiety, you lose overthinking. You're actually freeing yourself up and creating that space in your mind. And then if you can get to the space where you're meditating and you feel comfortable in your own skin and free at ease, and you no longer need to think of ideas and concepts, you've got that much space in your mind, they'll just come. Because our minds are beautiful, amazing things. Our generation's coming up through it as complete, unlimited, untapped potential. This is why this space, the boredom as we call it, of that time, of that learning, that to come out of yourself, it's why it's so important.
Yeah. How do you think, taking it back, I mean, we talked a lot now about how it impacts the brain and how it's not good for us and what we could do instead, or what we need for our brains to work the way they should. How do we change it though? Because we've built this whole society and all of these systems based on the smartphone and based on instant gratification. Everything is kind of tailored towards that. And like we said, adults are also part of the issue. It's not just that something that affects kids, it's literally every single person in society.
We all have a part to play.
Yeah, who is part of this bigger system.
Yeah. You
can't expect kids to change their habits if adults are not changing their habits.
Accountability needs to happen.
How do we get out of the mess that we've created, basically? I guess you start with small steps, maybe.
Yeah. Biggest journeys always start with the smallest steps. Don't focus on the destination.
Yeah.
Let's start being an example. Yeah. Let's not be afraid to have these conversations. So if you were to try and stop being on the phone and social media, leave a void in your mind, or a void in your life.
Yeah,
now,
definitely.
When any form of that happens, it be mobile phone addiction or anything that you have done all the time that was negatively impacting your life, you need to fill that void with something new. So let's put that down. Let's go creativity.
Yeah.
Let's start journaling. Yeah, let's start poetry, let's start writing, let's start picking up musical instruments again, not just like playing a song on a phone.
Yeah.
Let's rewire our brains. Do you know how gratifying it is to pick up, for me it's a ukulele, to pick up an instrument and be able to play your favourite tune? How rewarding, and it maybe take weeks, it maybe take months, but see when you get there is no feeling that will match that. And then you go, what can I do next? Like, even simply put, if whatever you're going through, you could put that down on a page, through art, through drawing, and actually get it out of your mind and free yourself from it.
Yeah.
In fact, you could look at that and say, oh, is that what I was thinking? I couldn't process that. Or you could write a story or a poem and you go, is that what I was trying to say? And do you know what? I'm glad I got that out. And do you know what? It wasn't as bad as I imagined.
Yeah.
Because in our imagination we suffer even more. But to escape that would, in the past, society would grow. But could you imagine a reality where people got together and celebrated each other's work and the writings that they'd done or the instruments that they picked up? How powerful that would be.
Yeah.
I know, because that's the place where I work, and this is what happens in here every day.
Yeah.
And I see that growth, I see that development, I see that change. I see the fundamental, profound power it has in people's lives, how it can turn it around. And do you know what else they're doing? See, by learning something new, they're kind of saying to whatever was stopping them, I can't do this myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some folk call it, I put up the middle finger to that, yeah, but I wouldn't go as far as saying that. I'd be saying like they're proving a point.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're just proving a point to themselves and their broken belief system that they thought they weren't enough.
Yeah.
So I don't know all the answers, Emily, but what I do know is what I've seen work, and I know what worked for myself.
Yeah.
They say it's far easier to support a child than it is to heal a broken adult. Yeah. I had to heal a broken adult was myself. And through doing that I supported young Scott through working in my past traumas. So I was doing two at the same time. Yeah. And do you know what my greatest tool was? Apart from my inner strength and my mind and meditation, was the arts. It was writing, it was learning new songs, it was seeing instruments, it was spending time with people who didn't follow fads. They didn't just want to be one of the boys and jump about down the street. Or the person that didn't want to get the newest up-to-date version of something, they'd rather sit and play an instrument. And to be with people like that, I was inspired. I was like, wow, they don't care what other people think. They just care that they're doing something productive that's meaningful to them.
Yeah.
And do you know what, when you meet people like that, they want to share it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes for what works for them or what brings them joy.
Yeah. I think that's something I've seen a lot recently in things that I've encountered, is that it's not going to help to, especially as adults who also have the same issues that the kids are going through at the moment with social media and doom scrolling and all of that we just talked about. It's being the positive example and inspiring, because if you're shutting them down and saying, you shouldn't be on your phone, you shouldn't be doing this, I'm going to take it away, I'm going to, you're not allowed to do it, that just makes them want to do it more.
Yeah,
and they don't actually understand why it's not good. You kind of have to learn why it's not good. You have to experience why there's a better option out there. And that's exactly what you're describing.
You've heard me say, like, one of my favourite sayings, the opposite of everything's true. You preach to someone to rebel. It's happened through the decades and day and ages.
Yeah.
But see, when you say, you know what, here's something you can do, and suggest a new way, and talk to them the opposite of how they were expected to be spoken to. Because they, trust me, they know when they're on their phone, I'm going to get checked, but I don't care. But see, when you offer an alternative and no say, get off your phone, see when you start being that, and you apply the opposite to what they expect, because their minds go, well, that was different.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting him to come in and start preaching. But he's kind of different and I'm intrigued. I think I will listen.
Yeah.
To make a difference, you need to be the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You need to be that person that walks in that room and not be afraid to kind of look a wee bit silly as you're doing these things.
Yeah.
You need not conforming, not being like others.
Yeah.
Spark the thinking. Get people intrigued. It's okay to be different and not like the rest.
Yeah.
And see when the younger generation see that. That's how we inspire them. Not by creating a channel online and being an influencer and being a clone of a clone of a clone of a clone on a phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be.
That's a good phrase.
Thank you. it just rolled. It's to be that role model who's not afraid to be different and to be unique and original At first, you need to be brave about it.
Yeah.
But then it's that brand new norm. It's because you've been true to your soul. And it made me feel a wee bit awkward at first. Because society, your own broken belief system, whatever that was or whatever you went through has told you, that's not how you're meant to be. But deep inside, that wee quiet voice was always saying, yes, this is what I wanted.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's as simple as just following our dreams. And not our wants. See, there's something, there's a difference in that. I want this, but I don't know why I want this.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be there, but really, what was the dream? What was the dream?
Yeah. Yeah.
We all play a part in adding the parts to this tapestry of life and making a change to make a better picture for better days. Not one person's got an answer, but we all bring something to the table. And something magic happens every time like-minded people meet. We met just about...
over a year ago.
Oh, that's about a year, 14, 15 months ago.
Yeah.
And now we're doing podcast episodes, making the world right.
Yeah. Do we have any summarising thoughts?
Do you ever get to the stage where you forget you're on camera?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's a good sign.
That's it, and that's like,
sign. We need to come together to make this change. It's not something that an individual part of society can make. It's not up to the school, it's not up to the companies that made these products, it's not up to parents, it's not up to the government or whatever alone. It's up to all of us to work together and to just make a start. Someone needs to make a start on this, and really we need to change the way we're interacting with everything.
And also not assume that someone else is going to do it, or just wait for someone else to do it, because then it's never going to happen.
Like you said, not wait around for something to change, but just lead by positive example and bring everyone else with us along the journey.
Do you know what happens in this very room? In this very room, there is a youth alliance run by the youth in its early stages, right? And I have the joy of being one of the older ones to help make this happen with the Youth Alliance. It's a hub for the youth, run by the youth. Straight away from the beginning, blueprint, they came away with the idea. Even the design for the hooded top and their t-shirts and their logo and everything, they designed all of that. The rules, the group settings, and one of which is don't bring your mobile phone, they came away with all that idea. We just facilitate, we let them work their magic. They recently set up a stall where they made all the products over Christmas, art products and food products, and they made a lot of money, and they decided how to spend that money. And they were the wee superstars at that event. This stall was the busiest. Just to see the magic that happens when you give the control in a positive space. And you listen. You don't preach. You can encourage, you can suggest, and you can be that older mind that's there to be that positive example.
So more of that.
Yeah.
More of just that.
Far more of all of that is when you can have a positive outlet and create something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the studio. We have now finished watching episode 3 of the Early Bird and Night Owl podcast.
We won't be watching it, we filmed it.
But the others are going to be watching.
Oh, right, sorry. Run again. Okay, go for it, I get it.
Welcome back to the studio. We have now finished episode 3 of the Early Bird and Night Owl podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. My name's Emily.
And my name's Scott.
And we hope you had a lovely time with us. As usual, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. These are very unserious conversations about very serious topics.
Yeah.
And hope you enjoyed and you got something out of it. And we really enjoyed making this. So
it was a blast.
Hopefully we'll manage to make another live episode of this before anything else happens. And amazing to do it live. So until next time.
Bye.